Well, hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my little gardening show. I'm down in the basement grow room, my little closet down here, and just checking out the tomatoes. I thought I'd take you along, just kind of give you an update on everything. So let's flip it around. So these plants are about a month old, going on about I think 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. I'd have to go back and look, but anyway, overall doing pretty well. We got a little bit of this leaf curl action going on. I don't know if maybe they're too close to the grow lights. I need to raise the grow lights a little bit. I mean, other than that, they look healthy. Foliage is pretty green. I don't really see any other signs of stress per se. We got these. We went ahead and potted these up. These are basically my sauce tomatoes, the San Marzanos, and the I think these are the Italian paste. Started them with soil blocks, but then upgraded them to the pots. So got these set up to bottom water. So far, so good. Might do a little bit of pruning at some point. I went ahead and pruned my other tomatoes. This is the tray of celebrities for Tom, my buddy Tom over at the Frugal Prepper. And a couple days ago, I was kind of ruthless and pruned out all the bottom foliage just to clean that out, to make it a little easier to care for these plants. The other reason why I did that was because they were showing some there were some disease issues where there wasn't enough airflow, some spots on some of the leaves. Not sure what kind of deal it was, but I went ahead and pruned all that stuff out, got them situated. Done the same with the other sets of tomatoes that I've got, my plants. Definitely needed some fertilizer as the leaves are starting to turn light green. They're not like a dark, deep green. So that's indication probably like nitrogen deficiency and stuff like that. So I went ahead and prepped my Mint Ladder gardening minerals and made up a batch of constant feed. I'll show you what that is. So really it's just my minerals here, and what this is some, I think it's triple 12 or triple 13 I've got, which is nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus in here. And this is just substrate that carries the actual fertilizer that's water soluble. So I've got that. I got the micro minerals, which is this kind of powdered mix. It's like the other 13 trace minerals listed in this package here. Everything that the plants need, in addition to, the stuff that's found in the air. Let's see what else. Epsom salt. So the base recipe calls for, it's like 25 pounds of NPK, or the triple 13, triple 15, triple 17, wherever you can get. 4 pounds of Epsom salt and one of those 10-ounce mineral packet makes the weekly feed. I did the math, kind of divided it down, and what I came to is once I mix up a batch of weekly feed, to do the constant feed, it's 2 teaspoons of the weekly feed per gallon of water. So I've got my little measuring device in there. It's a little plastic thing. 2 little scoops of that. Fill this up, gallon of water, shake it up real good, and then that's my constant feed, or diluted Mint Ladder fertilizer mix to provide nutrients to the plants. And I need to do that because they're showing some deficiency. Now, part of why they're showing deficiency is because they've exhausted everything in these little soil blocks. I mean, it's only a 2x2 inch soil block. The size these plants are in now, they really need to be in the ground, or they need to be in bigger pots. Like ideally, something like this. So I may very well do that as I have time. If not, I'm just going to baby them along with the constant feed, and then they'll get their upgrade when we actually plant them in the ground, right? Which is in probably about 2 weeks. So in the meantime, I'm definitely going to be feeding them. To feed them, you know, I don't want to get the constant feed on the leaves because sometimes I can burn the leaves a little bit. So what I do is I've got, it's kind of a mess down here, but I've got this little bottle here. I just take the cap off this, fill this up, and then I'm able to get the head of that in there and just kind of feed like 4 plants at once. And just kind of dump a little water in there, it pools and then seeps down, and that's done. And I just kind of rotate the tray and do all the plants till everything's fertilized, you know, watered, and we're good to go. So I'm kind of behind the 8 ball. We just haven't, there's just so much going on, and the garden's kind of a secondary thing at this point right now. So just when I get a little time here and there, I'm taking care of stuff. I got a bunch of plants out the greenhouse I need to check on. They need to be fertilized. They probably need to be potted, upgraded, something like that, because I think there's things are kind of suffering. We did plant some cold weather greens and all that, but it's been so wet. We've gotten so much rain. The ground is just saturated, and so the plants are having a hard time getting the oxygen they need. Like, you can actually drown plants that you plant in the soil if the ground is too wet, and because of the leaf mulch I've got on there, there's just a lot of moisture in the ground right now. So I need to aerate around those plants with like a garden fork or something like that to help get air in there, because right now the plants look a little sick, a little septic. That should improve as things dry out a little bit, and then as I loosen the soil and stuff like that and pull back some of the cover mulch. But we're definitely a little bit behind, but it's okay. There's a lot of grace in gardening. There's a lot of time. You know, a lot of these crops, you know, you've got a 4 to 6 week window on the back end. So if you start late, you still got plenty of time in the season. It's just you're not going to have the ability to do like succession planting as much because you're not going to be within that harvest window. But that's okay. We're still should get a pretty good crop of everything. Let's see, a couple other things with the tomatoes. So they are heavy feeders. You know, if they don't have enough airflow, they're going to start developing disease. Like if there's too much moisture, especially if there's stuff on the leaves or whatever, and they're crowded, they're going to have some trouble. Again, right now we're at kind of max capacity as far as these soil blocks. And the whole idea with soil blocks is that they were air prune, but because I did them on a tray like that, the roots have kind of morphed and kind of, so when I actually separate these out, I have to be kind of gentle as I'm pulling the roots apart, hopefully not breaking a whole lot. But really these need to be, you know, if I had to do it over again when they were, you know, decent sized sprouts, I would have gone ahead and transplanted them or potted them up to the larger pots and just gone with that. I think that would have been better. So lesson learned with that. It's important to prune off stuff. I mean, a lot of times even if plants get a little diseased or whatever, you can head things off if you can get that foliage, out of there. So that's what I tried to do as far as pruning some of this stuff that maybe had some areas that because of deficiency or because of keep disconnecting from the internet here. Don't know what the deal is with that. There, we're back on. Anyway, with other problems, sometimes you can get ahead of it by pruning out a bad branch that's starting to develop some surface level stuff on it, and then correct it with, you know, providing the minerals that they need to do well. You know, the nutrition that they need. So anyway, we'll keep things going. The goal is to make sure everything's super nice and healthy, especially these here from my buddy Tom. I want these to be good for him. So far they're looking pretty good. Hopefully he won't have any issues with them when he gets them out into the garden. And then my stuff, hopefully I can get it to where it needs to be before we go to plant. The paste tomatoes again are looking pretty good, but the other stuff, I'm gonna need to pay attention and correct deficiencies. I need to look at my Mittleider books and just kind of you know, let the plants kind of tell me what to do, kind of look up what the symptoms are that I'm seeing, and then be able to apply, you know, minerals to address the various issues. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. I should make a quick video about the garden at some point, but I wanted to just drop a quick live stream here, kind of give an update on what's happening, what I got going on in the grow room. Hopefully we'll have another good year, you know, weather permitting, Lord willing. We'll see how things go. So I'm gonna jump off here because it's getting late. Got things to do tomorrow. Gotta get up early. Hey Brian, what's up, dude? Appreciate you jumping on and supporting me. Yeah, they do look good, especially this tray over here. These are coming along, and then this is probably the one that's got the most signs of like deficiency that I need to correct. And I just got done feeding them some Mittleider constant feed, so we should be good there. Other thing too, I got these sticks. Totally off subject, but I'm trying to label things using my my little labeler. So far so good. Yeah, you guys probably got a little bit better weather than we got here. Things have been kind of cold and nasty up until this last week. This last week the weather started improving, and we've had 2 pretty good days back to back. They're a little cooler today. I still, though, I don't put anything in the ground, any of the warm weather stuff, till Memorial Day weekend at the earliest. I just over the years learned good chance you get burnt if you do things beforehand like that, unless you have some kind of protection or cover for the plants. Well, hey man, I'll have to live stream again, make some videos as we're doing stuff. I've been kind of haven't done as much. Yeah, that's the other thing about the weather. You know, hovers around like, you know, 40s, upper 30s, and then it kind of flips. You know, and we've seen days where, you know, it was like 70, 80 degrees one day and 30, 40 degrees the next. It just makes it tough. So we'll make the best of it, see what happens. But I'll catch you on the next one. I gotta get going, but I appreciate you dropping in, and we'll catch you all later. Till next time, happy gardening.